Hello, today I'm going to show you my Non-opGameModeChanger plugin in the version of it is 1.1, and it works with pretty much, well, I know it works with 1.5 for Minecraft, and it works with 1.4.7, I think, screenshot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So here's the page for it. I've not uploaded the new version yet. Before I post this video, I will upload it, so it will be uploaded by the time you see this video. This is for Bukkit servers only, so it is not a single player mod. If you think that's it, then you should either search what a Bukkit plugin is, and just leave the video and come back to it if you have a server. Anyways, let's get started. So it's simple to download. You simply click download. Well, I'm not going to go all the way through it. I already downloaded B permissions, which we will be using today. It's not required, but you can use it. So you just drag what you get downloaded into your plugins. It's that simple. So once you drag it in there and you run it and you run your server, it'll generate this file right here. It's the settings. If you do change the settings, I might fix this in a later update, but if you do change the settings from in the game, which is what 1.1 allows you to do, if you change any of these settings within the game, all this green stuff will disappear. So all that information. And if you need to restart it or anything, you just simply delete this, or you delete this, and it just sets them back to default. So to show you that it does generate, I deleted that, and this starts up, and right now I'm running on the version of 1.5 of the Bukkit server, and I'm like 100%, I'm like 99% sure it works on almost every Bukkit version, as long as it's above like 1.4 point something, but I'm pretty sure no one's going to be running a Bukkit server in that low. So change game mode version 1.1, that says loading it, and that says enabling it. So let's go into the plugins now and go into the config. There are several things you can do. You can enable it, you can notify game mode change. That's basically saying it'll give this message, and this message if that is true. It'll give this message if that is false. It will give this message if the person decides to, instead of putting /GM1 or 0, 1, or 2, and put something completely different, then it'll say your current game mode. It'll say error. Please enter one of the following, and you can change that. Then there's current game mode message. So if you type something in, it'll tell you what your current game mode is. Just like type /GM, tells you what your current game mode is. And current game mode error message, this you might want to never change, because it will probably never ever show up unless the player somehow has their name where they don't even have a name or something, which I don't think that would be possible. Anyways, let's get on to the server now. Right now, I'm just on my server that I'm building right now, but I have stopped building it because I can't figure out how to make the plugin for it. So, I blast. Anyways, I'm going to simply type GM. Your current game mode is creative. It's pretty obvious, but if you're stupid, you can figure it out. And then if you type GM0, now I'm on survival mode, and I can't break anything, and I'm stuck down here. So there's also GM2. Well, there's GM1, which changed me back to creative, and GM2 simply makes you into adventure mode, where you can't break a thing at all, which can be useful on creative servers if someone wants to change their game mode and only their game mode, and the operator is getting tired of changing everyone's game mode for them, so it allows everyone else to do it on their own. Now, first off, I'm going to show you the help thing. Help change game mode. that brings this up, and there's GM config, and there's GM config help, because it only shows so far, like it does right here. So GM config help shows even more. So GM tab gives you this. If you enter that, it comes up with this little screen here that looks like it's really complicated to read, but if you just take the time to, let me show you, it's actually really simple. It says GM config allows you to change the config file in-game. That's same what this command right here does. So enable true or false. That's one of them. You type this, then you type this. Then you type this, and then you type this. Or you can type this and this, and so on all the way down. And within these brackets is what you can do for the settings. And now we're going to go into GM config. Oh, yeah, there's not enough arguments. You know what an argument is? If you don't know, it's basically, it's a space and something after it. So this is the command. This is the first, or in programming, this is the 0th argument. This is the first argument. This is the second argument. This is the third argument. But in normal people's language, it's going to say this is the first argument, second argument, third argument, and fourth argument. In the computer language, if you don't know this, it starts at 0. In Java, it starts at 0 and goes up. It doesn't start at 1 and go up. So you need to put in one argument. If you put the wrong argument and it says try gm/config help, that helps you figure it out. So we're going to look at this. We're going to enable it. We're going to enable. Oh, and if you put the wrong thing in, it tells you what you can do. Enable false. So now if I type /gm, it's not going to work. Or if I put gm help, it's still not going to work. But if you put gm config, I'll just do the enable thing again, and you put it at true, then it puts it back to true. So now if you do this again, it's going to give you that error again. So now let's change the creative message. CREATIVE. It doesn't matter about capitalization. So GM config creative message, and it says you need to put your message there. So I'll set the message as welcome to creative mode. And obviously last time I showed you this, when you change your game mode, I think it cuts it off so far. Oh wait, there it is. I was looking at something else. It says your game mode has been changed to creative. Now it's going to say welcome to creative mode. Oh, I'll fix that in the next version. But when you change this in game, you have to put those in the next version, or when I upload this. I'm promising you guys, well, I'm not promising because if I can't figure it out, I will make it so that if these are in the string, it will erase them and turn it into spaces, or I will make it so that you can put quotation marks and then do it. Anyways, I will fix it in the next version or when I upload this. So it still pretty much works, but there's a few little flaws, and those flaws you sometimes have to get used to. So now it says welcome to creative mode. So if I type /gm and go to creative mode, it says welcome to creative mode. If you don't like that, just go ahead and go into, it's been modified. As you can see, it erased all the green stuff, and now it's to this. And enable has been changed but rechanged. So it says welcome to creative mode. You can obviously just change that in there. I mean, it's just easier to change it there than to figure it out in here. So I'm going to exit this now, since I showed you that half. Now I'm going to need to show you the other part of it. I'm going to stop the server. And now I want to set this all back to default, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go into be permissions, and before I do that, I'm also going to delete that. What the? Oh, okay. The back was to a location that I just deleted. I meant to come to here. So now when I run it, it's going to generate those folders again. And once they're generated, I'm just going to show you how to apply this to the permissions. So now these are generated back to defaults. And I'm going to go to world, groups. Yes, I want to reload it. Yes, reload. Thank you. Where was I? Oh, groups doesn't generate until you actually get on the server. So once I get on the server, all the file things are generated again. So now I'll just get on and stop it. Depends which, you might want to look up how to use a permissions thing, because I just figured this out on my own because I don't like watching videos because they take too long. So I'm just going to create a new group, and it's going to be called I'll just call it master. And then the permission will be it'll be on the website or the download page, but I think it's right here. So it's Non-opGameModeChanger V1.1. So I just paste that in there, and then I'm just gonna pull the default group in here. So whatever permissions are in there, I have in here. So that's not all for this one. Once you put that in, now you're gonna have to go to tracks, and I'll make it right above default. I'll put master there, and now and you don't have to be an operator to use this. I forgot to show you that part. I guess I will later. And even if you are an operator, well, I'll get to it next. Don't worry. So you're gonna want to, I don't know how to do this yet, but this is the only way, since this is a plugin that originally does not use permissions. You are going to have to actually go into this and change something, which is really simple. You just open it with your archiver, and you open plugin.yml, and it simply comes up with this. And I don't suggest changing anything in here at all, except for simply this right here. Change default to false. Now that makes it so that not even an operator can use this, can use the GM command without having the permission. And if you want to make it just an operator, just put OP, and then you can do the permissions. Or if you want to make it so all non-ops can have it, just put I think it's non-op. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So now if you go back to the server, now that you have changed it, now that you've changed it, if you go back to the server, run it, see there's no errors, you go back and join it, I type GM, I'm sorry, but you do not have permission to perform this command. And obviously I am an operator, because I can do this. Op, force F11, there we go. Now I'm going to try to perform the same command, and it says, I'm sorry, but you do not have permission to perform this command. So, and since I am no longer an operator, which this is the one thing that requires you to be an operator, is gmconfig. It says you must be an operator. You do not have permission, because you also have to have permission for it. So if you have to be an operator and have permission, it's like double security, something like that. So the help thing, it obviously still comes up with it. I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call, and now there's people in the room, so you might hear talking in the background. Just get over it. Obviously I do not have permission, so to give myself permission, I'm going to have to be an operator. So now I'm an operator. So now I just have to do the promote thing, promote myself, and then it says I've been promoted to the track default in all worlds, and So now I am in world, default, and master. So now I have default and master permissions. So GM, now it allows me to do it. So now I can change all that, and since I am an operator, I can go ahead and do the config file. And I'm just going to enable it to true again, so it's just true, and it's that simple. So obviously I have permission and it works. Now I'm just, what was it? Oh yes, I could do it in game, but I forgot to. Okay, so I de-op myself. Now whenever I try to do the enable to true, it says you must be an operator. And since I have permission, it bypassed that problem there. So that's basically what this basic plugin does. It allows people on survival servers to change their own game mode. And I forgot I'm not an operator. This rain's getting annoying. Okay, so it's a basic little plugin here. It's useful for survival, not survival. Do not use this on survival. You do not want people changing their game modes unless they have certain permissions, so that would be the only case. But it is very useful for, which this is not going to be one, but say you had a survival server, it would be really useful for any survival server that you want people to be allowed to be able to change their own game mode. Not other people's game modes, only their game mode. Of course, maybe in a later update I will put a permission in where, nah, you won't need that. I might put a permission in where you can change other people's game modes. I forgot I'm on creative. Okay, let's fix that problem. I'm just going to change my game mode to adventure. Oh wait, that's a problem. Now I can place that. Oh well. So that's the plugin, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't do anything except I don't know. If you have any ideas that I should add to it or fix, or if you find any errors, just tell me in the comments on the website, which I forgot to tell you the URL. It's, you just simply type in non-op in the search thing on Bukkit, or you can type in dev.bukkit.org/servermods/GameModeChanger_non-op/. Or you could just click the link at the bottom of the video. So it's not that hard. You can get here really easily. And just post a comment right here. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this plugin. Goodbye.